Hey everybody, it's Angie Atkinson, and today I'm going to share with you some really quick self-esteem boosters, things you can do starting right now to completely change the way you see the world. So while I am waiting for my chat to pop up, I will just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button and we will get going. Now, before I do, I just want to tell you one thing, and that is that when I finish this quick little bit of content, I'm going to open up for discussion with you guys. So let's get moving, shall we? All right. So if you're watching on the replay, thanks for being here. If you're watching live, thank you even more. All right, here we go. So when we go through abuse, we deal with so many different little issues and problems, right? We have my nose, I have hair on my face, going through abuse. And when you get out of abuse, a lot of times your self-esteem is completely gone, right? Okay. So there are a lot of different things that you can do to sort of draw yourself back out, bring yourself up, maybe for the first time ever, because if we're being perfectly honest, we could all probably admit that we have our moments of self-doubt. I know that I do. Like, I'm pretty sure this lipstick's a little too dark for me today. So what a great day to do this. All right. So one of the things that I tell you guys to do every single day is to think of 10 things you're grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself. Well, today I'm going to ask you to start right here. Let's go ahead and jump in the chat and throw in the chat things you love about yourself. One, 2, or 3 things you love about yourself in the chat. So this is one of the things you can do to sort of really boost your self-esteem in general, is every day you can think about things you love about yourself, at least 3 of them. Now, on top of that, make a list, whenever you get a minute, of your strengths, things you're strong in. I can't even say the word strength correctly. Things you're strong in, things you care about, things you're good at, things you like about yourself, achievements, all of that kind of stuff. Put it all on a list. That is kind of going to be your self-esteem list, let's call it. Now, on top of that, you can take another page in that same notebook and you can start to write down all the compliments people give you. So if somebody says, hey, you've got great eyes, write that down. If somebody says, oh my gosh, you're so smart, write it down. This becomes a file of validation for us as we go forward. Another thing you can do, and we should all be doing this, is always try to stay positive about ourselves. So if we think, okay, I'm a little overweight, I need to lose some weight, instead of thinking about it like that, think, okay, well, I'm grateful for this healthy body that I have, and I'm looking forward to making it even healthier, or whatever. Try to always think in positive terms, especially about yourself. And remember that you are unique and valuable, even if you don't feel like you are in this any given moment. And then anytime you do have negative thoughts about yourself, I want you to challenge those thoughts. So for example, if you have always thought about yourself, oh, I'm so unattractive, I want you to change your mind and think, I'm pretty good looking. Or at least I have nice eyes, or I have a nice smile, or whatever. All right. And then do more of those things that you want to do. Okay, so when you're doing various things in your life, you do a lot of things we have to do. Do more things that you want to do. So make time for yourself every day to do something that you want to do, something you care about, something you enjoy doing. And really quickly, rolling back up to the negative thoughts about yourself, one of the things that I tell my clients to do, I've offered it as advice to you guys before as well, is to make a list of all the things that people said about you that wasn't true, that weren't true, things that weren't true, and things that, you know, were mean and hurtful. And then go through the list one by one. Wait, like, let it sit overnight, you know, and then go through the list one by one and cross off the old belief and write in your new belief. So if you believed because someone told you every day of your life that you weren't worthy or valuable, cross that off and write, I'm worthy and valuable. And get more specific than that. If every day somebody said you'll never succeed, write that down and then cross it out and write, I will succeed. You know, get real specific. Another thing you need to do is get enough sleep. I know that's hard for a lot of us, but try it, because you will be amazed at not only your mental health, but also your physical health if you're getting enough sleep. And if you're not, you already know it hurts you in so many ways. Blood pressure issues, heart issues, stress levels, cognitive abilities, etc. Sleep, so important. And then when we're talking about your personal hygiene and the way that you look, try to make sure you feel good about it, and, take a shower, wash your hair, wash your face before you go to bed at night, do all those things. It's so easy for us to sometimes get in this mode where we, well, I'm not going anywhere anyway, why bother? And if I felt like that, guys, I would not, would not be here right now. It's like, what? Because I work from my house. So if I happen to be really working a lot, I might not leave the house except to go out on the front porch or in the backyard for several days in a row sometimes. And, but I still get up and I get dressed every day. And that's part of what you have to do in general, but especially if you do happen to work from home or stay home with your kids or whatever, or you're retired. On the same token, watch your stress levels. If you find yourself getting overly upset or stressed out about something, take a deep breath and figure out what you can do to change that. So if it's a situation that you can change, like your electric bill is late, you could call and pay the electric bill, then pay the electric bill, get it off your plate. If it's a situation that you cannot change, like someone in your life is sick, or, something might happen, but it hasn't happened, don't dwell on it. You can't control it. If it's a situation you can do something to change or control, do that thing. If it is not, you can't stress about it. Otherwise, you're just going to kill yourself in the process. So watch your stress levels. And then think about things that you have been meaning to do and putting off. So we could go back to that electric bill if you want to, or maybe you've been meaning to write a book, or maybe you want to do something like start a workout routine or clean your house or whatever. Do one thing today that you can do while still existing in your life as it is, and just take one baby step, any baby step. I don't care if you stand up right now and jump up and down for 5 seconds. If you're starting an exercise program, do it. Not only will it make you feel good, but it'll get you going in the right direction. I love to listen to positive music as well. So if you have some positive music that is available to you that you can access, go to queenbeing.com/playlist and you'll see my silly positive playlist. It's a lot of funny songs, a little dirty rap. Don't judge me. I have a very eclectic music taste, but it'll give you an idea of the types of songs that make me feel good, like to get me up and moving and sometimes make me feel a little sassy, All right. And then avoid people and places where you don't feel valued. People who don't value you, people who treat you badly. And if you're not sure, don't be around people who, when you leave their presence, you feel worse than you did before you arrived there, right? So if you are, let's say you have a fellow mom at the bus stop and you and she every day you chat, but every time you walk away from her, you feel crappy about yourself. Maybe you can't put your finger on why that is, but if you have somebody like that, then maybe don't hang out with that person at the bus stop. Or go to the bus stop and then instead of standing and talking for 15 minutes afterwards, say, oh, I'm so sorry, I got to run home, I got an appointment. Leave. Give yourself some space. Maybe start driving your kid to school instead. You know what I mean? Alternatives. Don't spend time around people who make you feel bad about yourself, or in places that make you feel bad about yourself. And then for the people who make you feel good about yourself, and this is going to be pretty much my final point today. People who are worth your time, whether you know them or not, do something nice for someone else. Maybe you let someone get in front of you in traffic, or maybe you hold the door open for someone at the grocery store, or your kid comes home from school and you surprise them with some ice cream, or you surprise them with a trip to the bounce house or whatever, or your friend comes over and you have picked up their favorite kind of coffee and it's a few dollars more than the regular coffee and they're honored. Whatever. Do a little tiny nice thing for someone and try to do that every day if you can. It really helps. Whatever you do, set a little bit of a goal for yourself, a realistic challenge kind of goal. And, ask yourself, now someone's at my door. I wonder who that could be. Should I answer it? Okay. Okay, here we go. So let me just say hello to everyone really quickly. And while I'm doing that, before I do that, actually, let's talk about our gratitudes. Okay, so every Thursday I like to start off the show with gratitudes. Here we go, right? So what am I grateful for today? I'm going to tell you, and while I do, type in the chat what you're grateful for. So I am grateful today for my friends, my family, everyone in my life. I am grateful for my beautiful office, my beautiful home, for the people who support me, you guys, each and every one of you guys, for the food in my fridge, for the pillow on my bed. Oh, and my bed, it's a good bed. I got a good deal on it. For everything in my life, my cats who are in my office right now terrorizing, and for whatever's at my front door right now, hopefully it's a good thing. All of that stuff. So tell me what you're grateful for. I'm going to say hello to everybody while you do that. Hello, Nicole, Child of God, Doreen B, Misty Dawn, good afternoon. You guys, I will be recording an interview for you with Misty this afternoon because Misty is doing something really cool. She's filing a divorce herself. She's a former paralegal, but she says anyone can do it. So we're going to talk about that today. So if anyone needs that information, stay tuned. It'll probably publish later this week. Jody, Jesse, Fetch the Sled, hello. Jennifer, Jan, Malta. Hello, Malta. It's always so good to see you. Hope, hello, Hope, how are you? What's going on? Novena says, almost done with the divorce and the narcissist at the last minute. He changes everything. Why can't he let go? Oof. I actually have a video called Why the Narc Won't Let You Move On, or Why the Narc Won't Let You Go. You should check that out, Novena. Of course he's going to change everything. That just gives him one last attempt to control you. If I were you, I would gray rock him. I would stay strong, stay focused, and don't allow any changes that will negatively affect you. Definitely work with your attorney if you have one. Let me know if you have any other questions. And watch that video after this. Ruth says, hi, Angie. I'm at the worst place possible. I'm totally bankrupt. Oh, honey, I completely understand. I'll tell you something. Here's maybe something helpful for you. If you are bankrupt, then you are sort of at a point where you have hit rock bottom. And at this point, the only place you can go is straight up. And I know, pretty sure my cats are trying to drive me insane. I know that going through what you're going through is painful and scary and hard. If you have any sort of support from other people in your life, I suggest you lean on them where you can. If you don't, then I suggest that you do your very best to start to bounce back up. There are lots of resources out there for people. I don't know if you're in a homeless type situation or what your situation is, but I would say start reaching out. And one of the things that Carlita Vega told me, she's the person who we did the divorce video with a while back, where she explained her whole divorce situation. She said, you know, nobody will help you if you don't ask for help. She said, don't be afraid to ask for help when you're in a bad spot. And she was in a very similar spot to where you are right now. And she's doing better now. And I think that you can too. So stay strong and don't let yourself lose hope, because it will get better a little bit every day. And if anybody has advice for Ruth in the chat here, please go ahead and leave your thoughts in the chat. Jen Archer says, good morning or afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon, Jen. How are you? And Katie says, hello, Angie and everyone. Hey, Katie, welcome, welcome. Debbie Carlson says she is compassionate, loving, kind, generous. I love that. Ruth is thoughtful. Very good. This is where we were talking about what we loved about ourselves. Jessie says, I love the rain. We had made the temperature went down. I like it. Oh, I love the rain we had. The temperature went down. I like it. That's something to be grateful for sure. Ann Speaker, hello. How are you? She says, nice to see you. And you? Doreen says, hello to Malta. Ruth says, another appointment canceled. I'm in sales. Well, oh, Ruth had to leave. Okay, well. Tay B is here. Hey, Tay, how are you? Says, looking beautiful, Angie. Thank you. My cat is really driving me insane. She's over there on my shelves destroying things. Jen Archer says, I love that I will help total strangers. I love that I volunteer my time daily. I love that I try to make others happy. I love that I'm getting stronger every day. I love all of those things, Jen. That's amazing. Good for you. Malta says, good afternoon to Doreen. Jen said, I can't sleep here. The chair hurts. Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. That's terrible. She says, I do that, go outside, but I'm fixing the homeowner's landscaping. Well, that's something. Thanks for coming, Ruth, says Malta. Dreama's here. Hey, Dreama, how are you? She says, hey, happy to be here on Thankful Thursday. I'm thankful for finally starting the work on my RV and jump-starting my new journey in life without my narcissist. Dreama, that is amazing. You know, I don't know if you guys remember Cole Anderson. He is a really sweet guy. He's also a coach, and he is doing a similar thing. He left his narcissist and is working on an RV adventure. I'm really excited for him. Let's see here. Dreama says, a single candle can illuminate an entire room. Keep shining. That is so true. I love that. And Jen says to Dreama, congratulations. That is awesome. Novena says, I'm also happy to know that karma is real and the narcissist will pay for his awful behavior. Right on. Novena says she works out to my videos. Even better. I love that. I love it. Misty Dawn says, I get up and get dressed and take my kids to school. I walk them to class and give me the outside interaction, but then I go home and hide out. Hey, I totally understand. I think we all hide out a little bit. I can't lie. I like to hide out too a little bit. You know, I told you guys I need an hour a day at least where I'm not talking to other people. And it's an empath thing, and I think it's also a CPTSD thing. But when you learn what your limitations are, I don't know if limitations is the right word. We all have strengths and weaknesses. And so we just, I guess my point is whatever it is that you need in order to feel okay, to feel safe, to feel healthy, do those things. Make accommodations for yourself, right? So with my 1 hour a day thing, I make that time happen. If I have to do it during the time that my family's home, I just let them know this is my alone time. I try to do it when they're away because then I can spend more time with them, you know, but either way, I need that 1 hour a day where I'm not talking to anyone. I do. Usually I take it in the morning. And if it's summertime, I'll try to wake up early and take it before they wake up. It works out okay. Sometimes I have to do it at the end of the night, though. Like last night, I had a really long night because I accidentally was booked 4 clients in a row with no breaks. And that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it was a big deal because it's just very overwhelming, you know, for an empath. And I love my people, all of my people, but it was surprising. And usually I have at least 30 minutes between. So that was rough. But I took my time afterward. I settled down, I simmered down, and I went to bed. It was good. All right, let's see here. Oh, Anne, this is a great question. Great question. She said, would you agree that it's very hard to love yourself when you were raised by a narcissist mother or father? Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It took me many years to get there myself. I still have my days where I'm like, you're not that great. But then I remind myself that I'm okay. You know, none of us are perfect. All of us have things about ourselves we would love to change. I'm not going to lie to you. I can think of like 10 off the top of my head right now, but I'm not going to do that because instead what I choose to do is focus on my strengths, I can't say that word today for some reason, and my abilities to do what I can do. This is why I told you guys the other day, this is why I hired Melina to work with me, because she is the opposite of everything I am when it comes to work. I'm like creative and all over the place and I'm coming up with all these great ideas, but I really struggle with follow through on my ideas sometimes. And so I sit down with Melina and I strategize with her and figure it all out. And then she helps me stay on task with that stuff. And she does the admin stuff that I don't enjoy doing as much. So and when I, you know, like, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Various little administrative tasks and things like that, that to me feel like a thing that I don't want to do. And it's something she loves to do. So we work perfectly together in that way. So again, this is me making allowances for my stuff, for my things. This allows, so instead of focusing on what I'm not good at, I focus on what I am good at. And I think if we can all do that in our lives in some way, you know, so like in your family, if you hate doing the dishes, but you don't mind cooking dinner, and your kid, who's, I assume over the age of 10, doesn't mind doing the dishes, but doesn't want to help cook, well, there you have a sweet deal, don't you? You know what I mean? Delegate where you can, you know, yeah. Okay. Hello, It Takes Faith. Hello, Novena says, amen to that. And she also cleared out toxic friends not long ago. And I think that happens a lot. I think as we go through recovery and we start to leave our narcissist and clear ourselves and go no contact with people who have hurt us so badly, I think we also often, as we're learning how to set boundaries, we recognize other toxic people in our lives. Do you guys see that? Let me know in the chat. Have you seen that in your life? Jen says, I am in a bad spot to go anywhere, but hoping to leave this place once I have some funds. I hear you, Jen. I do. Just stay focused on it. Even if you can only put away $1 today, do something to take one baby step. One baby step. It can be anything. Maybe you go to queenbeing.com and you /plan, PLAN, and download the Leave Your Narcissist plan. It's worth a try. Malta says, good afternoon to It Takes Faith. I always love seeing Malta in here. It just thrills me. Okay, where was I? Because Malta, for those of you guys who are new around here, Malta used to be here every day, and he is, hey, Brian, in your beautiful face. And he's awesome. He was, the very best. He was we have amazing admins, and he named them the mod squad, but for a long time he was kind of on his own. And he was here daily, and I so appreciated it, and I'm just always just thrilled to see him anytime he comes through. Hope, oh wait, where was I lost my place, gosh darn it, you guys. Okay, Jen, Misty, okay, here we go. So then we have Bible News Radio, hello, and Jen Archer says, and you got it, sugar, 100%. Tips for hiding an online business, says TT. Now, that's a good question. What do you mean tips for hiding an online business? Hiding what? Help me. Help me know what you're talking about. Nicole says, thank you, Angie, for all the videos. My pleasure, Nicole. Thank you for being here. Jen says, ooh, I do that all day, Angie. Dreama says, thanks, Jen. Bible News says, Stacy. Hey, Stacy, I just remembered. I'm so sorry. Novena, thank you. I love you too. And Jen Archer says hello to Stacy. And Tanny Pearson's here. Hey, Tanny, how you doing? Person, my bad. I'm grateful for my knowledge of red flags. That is important stuff, girl, for sure. Good for you. Oh my gosh, these cats. Okay. Novena is in California and grateful for me. Thank you. Jan Bradley's here. Hey, Jan, how are you? She says, hello, I'm a seeker of truth. I'm kind. I'm growing every day in many ways. I love that. That is beautiful. And that is, I assume, the things you love about yourself. Novena says, my mom, my amazing friends, think she's grateful for. Awesome. Jen Archer's grateful for her freedom soon. Oh, let me just stop really quickly and say something about that. That's how you get it, girl. That's how you do it. Being grateful for what you know is coming and knowing, oh my gosh, and knowing that it is coming in the first place. My stupid hair. Okay. I feel like I have hair in my eyelash. Anyway. Anne is grateful for her work and a paycheck. Oh, wait. Where was I? So knowing that your freedom is coming and staying focused on that is a big important thing. So, that ask, believe, receive kind of deal, TT is grateful for sunshine, and Speaker's grateful for her work and a paycheck. And Desi Pink, hello, is grateful for some peace and quiet. Oh, I hear you. Tanny is grateful for her supportive freelance clients, her friends, home, and roommates, fighting another workplace bully, but she is safe. That is great, Tanny. I'm glad that you're safe. And definitely helpful to have good clients. Brian is here with his beautiful face. Julie Rose Cook says, I'm grateful for having the strength to be single and not staying in a bad relationship. Julie, that's huge. And that's so, I'm glad that you're grateful for it because it's hard sometimes, right? But being strong enough to know that you deserve to be happy and that being alone and happy is so much better than being in a relationship and miserable is amazing. It's a hard place to get to sometimes. So good for you. Okay. Nicole is grateful for finding my videos on YouTube. She says, my life is finally moving forward because of your videos and the help of Span. Thank you, Nicole. That means so much to me. I appreciate you. Jan says, oops, I did affirmations instead of gratitude. Well, those are good too, girl. Those are good too. She says, I'm grateful for those things that I can affirm for myself. Excellent. Hello, Landy White. How are you? Jen says, I'm grateful for Angie and my SPANily. I am also grateful for you, Jen, as well as the SPANily, the rest of the SPANily, because you're an awesome part of it. Landy White says, hello. Hello to Malta. Malta says, I'm grateful for wonderful coffee and air conditioning. Yes, I have just finished my coffee and it was wonderful, and also grateful for air conditioning. Misty is grateful for everything in her life, she says, and I'm grateful for you and all the information I've gained on the way. That is awesome. Anne says, what does gray rock mean? Great question. So gray rock is a term that was invented by a writer named Schuyler. And Schuyler said, and she was right, that if we are able to not give them our emotion, we act boring. We act like nothing. And I would expand on that, then the narcissist can't, get a reaction from us. If we don't give them a reaction, they get no supply and then they walk away and try something else. But I would add to that it's more about what it looks like on the outside, right? And so eventually you will get to a point where you cannot be bothered by the narcissist. But even before you do that, Gray Rock is about changing the patterns, changing the cycle. So if typically your narcissist comes at you with a gaslighting attempt or an attack or narcissistic rage or whatever, you can deal with that by not allowing the narcissist to see any sort of reaction. So instead of, if normally you get really upset and you cry and you scream or whatever, or you just sit in the corner and you cry, do something different. Don't react at all. Act like you don't even see them, or act like what they're saying is perfectly fine with you. Or better, throw it back on them. Like if they say, gosh, your hair looks really terrible today, be like, you know what? You're so right. My hair looks terrible. They won't know what to do. They'll be like, what? Or if you come at them, if they come at you and they try to attack you for something that's senseless and useless, like always, then you can, if they're going to stand there and scream at you anyway, just look at their forehead, look at their chin, look at one cheek or the other. Don't look them in the eyes is my point, and don't give them your emotions of the negative type at all. Yeah, that's what I would say. Let me know if you have any questions about that, Anne. Arlen Roper's here. She says, going to court tomorrow for temporary orders. Oh, he says, I think. She says she needs $500 a month for hair and nails. Arlen is a man, I believe. And she's a hairdresser. Oh. She says that you need to pay her $500 a month for hair and nails? That doesn't make any sense. Who spends $500 a month on hair and nails? Especially when they're a hairdresser, because they get everything at cost anyway, right? Arlen, I'm sorry. That's difficult. Just stay strong. And, most judges are not going to say that anyone has to pay for anyone else's hair and nails. I'm just saying. Okay. Yes, I do. Thank you. I do have a video explaining that, Jen. Thank you. Anne says, I've been there bankrupt and it's 10 years. It's awful when you're going through it. Yes, totally. Yes. Jennifer says, grateful to have a roof over my head and my bills paid. Me too. Grateful for the success of my children. Me too. And the wonderful man in my life. Ditto. Good stuff, Jen. Jennifer H. Malta says, good afternoon to Brianna and Desi. And Ann Speaker says, bankruptcy is not at the bottom. It is the beginning of learning how to change, how to do things better for you. Oh, that's even better than what I said, Ann. You're so right. That's even better than what I said. Bankruptcy is not the bottom. It is the beginning. I love it. And I am so with you on that. Thank you for sharing it. Jen says, Ruth, you are never alone, sugar. That helped me. Indeed, indeed. TT's grateful for breezes. Mora, hello, Mora. She says, hi, everyone. I'm thankful for y'all on my lunch break. Mora is one of the awesome Mod Squad members. Thanks for being here, Miss Mora. TT says, good list, Angie. Thank you. Malta and Mora say hello to one another. And Landy White says, I need major encouragement. The next pulled me back to court next week for full custody. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I would say now is the time to get your stuff together, document everything. And I hope you're working with an attorney on this who understands what this person is. And if they don't, you may want to kind of sit them down and give them a real quick overview of what they're going to be dealing with so that they can be prepared, the attorney. And everybody, light and love to Landy White today, going back to court to fight for her children. Hello, Faith. How are you? Welcome back. Neutron Blonde is here. Hey, girl. Hey, I assume girl. I shouldn't make assumptions about gender. My daughter tells me all the time. Ileana says hello to Malta. And let's see. Anne says, sorry, Landy, I dislike him. Wait. I don't know who she's talking about. Faith says hello to Jen. TT says Tudor-style architecture. You're grateful for that. That's awesome. I love that stuff too. Although I live in a ranch-style home. It's a bigger ranch-style home, but it's I would have chosen a Tudor style, but my husband really liked the open floor plan. I love this house too. I can't complain. And our basement is basically a second level anyway, so that works well. Let's see here. Hello, Crystal Rolfe. Robin Thomas. Yay, positivity. I'm grateful for the chance to be a part of AmeriCorps and CCC this upcoming February. That's awesome, Robin. Jen says hello to Crystal. Neutron Blonde says I've been obsessed with your videos for weeks. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I hope they're helpful for you. Let's see. Malta says hello to Faith, Ileana, and Crystal. Jen says that's amazing. Congratulations to Robin. When is it okay to date again, says Ann Speaker, and how will I know? Great question. So it's okay to date again, A, when you feel ready, and B, when you wake up for at least a week in a row and you realize in that the next morning that you have not thought about your narcissist. When you're healed to the point that you no longer dwell on your narcissist. When you're healed to the point that you have firm, strong boundaries in place, when you trust yourself and you trust your ideas and your thoughts and your feelings and your intuition, and you know that you're not going to put up with any BS from anybody because you are strong and you are not a survivor, you are a thriver and you are moving in that direction. Know that you are strong, know that you are worthy, know that someone who deserves you better damn well deserve you, and that you deserve to be treated with love and respect, equality, all of that stuff in the relationship. When you are to that place where you are strong enough to say, I would rather be by myself than accept any less than what is good for me, then you're ready. And when you're not in a feeling of feeling desperate, you have to feel whole already. When you can feel whole by yourself, and then you can consider adding someone to your life, someone who adds to your life, not who takes away from it. Someone who makes you feel happier about life, not less happy. Then you're ready. Does that make sense? Let me know your thoughts. Okay. Neutron Blonde. And generally, I recommend anywhere from, depending on how long the relationship was and the nature of the relationship, I would say anywhere from 3 months to 18 months usually works. But 3 months would be for a very short relationship, like a 1 year or less relationship. 1.5 years maybe for a long marriage. I chose to take a year after I got divorced before I was ready to date again. It's what feels right to you, but you also have to get your head healed. You have to heal first. When you're healed, then it's okay. If you're not healed, you're just going to attract more toxicity into your life. So take the time to date yourself for a while. Treat yourself with the kind of love that you want to be treated with. Then you'll know what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, Robin. See you later. Thank you. Jen says, don't forget you rock, sugar. I love that, Jen. Lou Baker, hello, says, I'm thankful for 1 year no contact and resisting the Hoover 2 weeks ago. Yes. Good for you, Lou Baker. That's amazing. Nicole says, to TT, I would put it in someone you trust's name. I mean, is that what you're trying to say? Are you trying to say hide the business because you don't want the narcissist to see it? Are you saying hide it because of divorce? Be careful. Be careful. Maybe you just freelance until the divorce is over. I don't know what your whole situation is, so I can't really feel that. Okay. But TT, if you want to ask additional questions, please do. Or if you want to schedule a session with me to talk about that privately, I would be happy to help you with whatever I can. Hello, Phoenix. Neutron Blonde says, yes, yes, yes. Faith C says, I'm late coming on and have missed many lately, but I wanted to give an update. I've been narc free for 8 months thanks to Angie and my counselor. It has been hard at times, but I'm making it. Faith, I'm really proud of you. Congratulations. Keep going. Keep going. I'm so glad. And thank you so much for the update, truly. All right, let's see here. Dreama says, I'm hiding today. I needed to get away from my mother and the constant drama at her house while I'm working on my RV. But into your right, you're right. It's an empath and I think she's saying CPTSD thing. I needed today off. That's okay. It's okay to hide. It's okay to need a day off. Don't beat yourself up for it. You're doing the right thing. You're making like modifications for yourself in your life. That's how you do it, girl. Good for you. Good for you. Jen Archer says, I'm not there yet either, Anna, for sure. And that's okay if you're not there. It's okay. You don't have to be there, you know? All right, let's see here. Crystal says, I went to a meetup group for holistic support through separation and divorce. I met a woman and a man there who were both going through divorce from narcissists. Crazy. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I'll tell you what, let me ask you guys a question. I'm kind of running a little low on time right now, but I need to ask you guys this really quick before I go on. And I hope that you will, I hope that you will leave me a comment here, even if you're watching this on the replay. I am trying to, sorry, my notifications keep going off. I am trying to set up a potential retreat for self-care, self-love after abuse. So if any one of you would be interested, there's this little fly in here. If any one of you would be interested in that, if you would like to come and hang out with me and maybe a few other coaches, a few other people, professionals, over, say, 2 nights, 3 days, something like that, at a retreat center, let me know and let me know what you would like to see there. Put it in the chat here, or if you're watching on the replay, put it in the comments below and let's talk about that. I did a little poll in SPAN and it had a lot of positive responses. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, tell me, A, would you want it to be 2 or 3 days? Tell me, B, would you do it? Would you be interested in it? And what would you like to see there? And additionally, I've also thought about offering one-on-one retreats and also potentially long distance retreats where you would stay in your home, I would stay in mine, and then we would just communicate more frequently over the course of a couple of days. So let me know your thoughts. Okay, thinking of different price points. Crystal says, oh, I got that one. That is crazy. Faith says, my house is so peaceful now and it is worth it. That is a beautiful thing, my friend, a beautiful thing. And Speaker says, okay, Jen, just tired of walking around in emotional fear that I'm not good enough. Oh, honey, I totally relate. I know how that feels. I really do. And Anne adds, I've accomplished a million wonderful things and I still feel like I'm nobody good. That's a tough call. That's a tough one. But I'll tell you something. I think I kind of get what you're saying. But sometimes putting it all on paper, it helps. But it's about changing your perception. So, for example, if you, and I want to ask you a question. If you could look at a child that you love or a friend that you love, and they would say to you, I think I'm worthless. I have nothing good going for me, even though I've accomplished all these things. I would ask you, what would you say to that person? How would you want that person to perceive him or herself? And I want you to give yourself the same kind of advice. Does that make sense? Let me know your thoughts. Okay. TT says, Angie, what should someone think if they are in pain about their mom not loving them? That is a really good question. It's a difficult thing, but you have to get to this place where you are focused on releasing the lack of love that she was unable. You have to see the situation from the perspective of, she is a limited, broken person, and that is not my fault. She didn't love me not because she herself was good and I was bad, but in fact because she herself was broken and it was irrelevant to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Maybe she had jealousy issues, maybe she had other things in her life. For whatever reason, she became a limited, broken person. And as a result, she didn't give you the love that you deserved. And then you have to start treating yourself in the same way that you would treat someone else you love, because your mother didn't show you how to do it right. Okay. So then you have to ask yourself, just like I just said to Anne, what would I say to my own child or my best friend or the closest person, somebody that you love unconditionally? If your child said, I feel so ugly, what would you say to your child? You would say, are you crazy? You're beautiful. How could you talk about yourself that way? I want you to give yourself that kind of love. Unconditional self-love, unconditional self-acceptance. We should have all experienced unconditional love from our mother and our father, but we didn't. And so we have to give it to ourselves first. And then we can start to see our value. Does that make any sense? Okay. Crystal says hello to Malta and Jen. Jen says, I can't do the meetup. Oops, where was it? Jen said she can't do the meetup idea yet, but I lost the rest of that. Hello, Stacy. Oh, hey, Maddie. Maddie is 6 months no contact. Yay. Where was I? I hate that. Hello, Bella of Amherst. Good to see you today. Okay, I totally lost my place in the chat, so I'm just going to try to start as soon as I can find one thing I might recognize. There we go. Okay. We're way ahead of ourselves here. Okay. Dreama, Jen, TT. Okay. Jen says, I can't do the meetup idea yet, but hoping I am going to try once I'm on my own soon, I hope. Okay. Chin up and hands up. I'm excited about that. Desi says, good question. Oh. Anne says, Jen, I hope soon for you. No more evils here. Hello, hello. Hello, Angie and everybody. Love those new glasses. Thank you. Dreama says, OMG, yes, so hard being raised by a narcissistic mother. Yes, indeed. Jen says, Anne, we can do this. Yes. Jessie Brown says, yes, I see evil. I hear you. Crystal says, definitely see toxic people very easily now for sure. Anne says, okay, Jen, thank you. We can. You are so sweet. Thank you, Malta, for sharing the link to plan. Kiney Dude says, I'm grateful for the one that of narc recognition. So many have surfaced and keep surfacing, trying to get rid of all the toxicity eventually, looking to be able to soon. And that's exactly what I was talking about. It definitely, you definitely start to see all the toxic people in your life when you realize what you're dealing with in the first place. And then we realize, oh my gosh, did I attract all these people to myself? And I will just refer back to a Maya Angelou quote where she says, love yourself. Wait, what does she say? Forgive yourself for the things that you didn't know when you didn't know them. You have to do that. You have to forgive yourself. And you didn't know what you knew then. Now you know, All right. Jen says, $1 a day and I'm collecting pennies. Did you know that they are worth thousands? I have a plan. Thanks, Angie. Jen, I'm proud of you. That's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Yes, Jessie Brown, evil is definitely bad. Divine Time says, I found myself surrounded by narcissists, but also good friends. I'm just happy I'm still me. That is a beautiful thing. Yes. Valerie Lake, hello, hello. She says, hi, Angie. I'm thankful for a loving, supportive daughter, learning to love myself, to know I'm worthy of love and a happy life. I'm thankful for your videos. Thank you so much, Valerie. I appreciate that. And Jen says, you rock, girl. You rock. Jessie Brown says, I like swimming at my friends 3 days a week, and I feel better. That helps. Yes, indeed. Do it more. TT says, so the narc doesn't find it. Sorry, narc in room. Oh. Okay. In that situation, TT, I do understand where you're coming from, and you do have to be careful. I suggest doing it freelance as much as you can. I suggest not using your real name if you can avoid it, or asking a friend if you can put it in their name. Simply branding without your name would be a really great place to start. And then only sharing your name with clients in private if needed, or I have one client who actually developed an entire almost alter ego for her business because she comes from a very prominent family. And so she didn't want to be associated with the prominent family as part of, so for her business, so she made up a completely different name to use. And lots of people in her life know her by that name. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Obviously the other thing you can do is you could create an LLC or some other kind of business entity so that you don't even have to deal with necessarily shared taxes. I don't know if that's a good place to start for you or not. Jen says, it's coming. I'm a quitter. Good, good. Anne says, when is it okay to date and how will I know that I should? I already answered that, I think. Tracy says, I'm so grateful for finding this group. I don't know what I would have done without everybody. Tracy, I love that. Thank you so much. And Anne says, I hear that. Jen says, be careful to TT. I agree. Crystal says, when my narc and I were just starting to date a not well woman downtown. Wait. Followed him home. Oh. This is interesting. Okay. So Crystal is sharing an early red flag that she may have missed. And she said basically someone who wasn't well was following them home, yelling, demon spawn, son of the devil, the entire time. That is very interesting. And it it makes you wonder, was it really a demon? Was it really a not well woman, or was it a scorned ex? That's a good question. Wow. Interesting. TT says, thanks to Jen. Jen Archer says, and I think Angie recommends like a year. Yeah, I did take a year myself. I think that's the safest thing. Yeah, I hear you, Landy. Sometimes it's not safe. I totally hear that. Thankful for feels, says Phoenix. I love that. Okay. Divine Time says, I'm grateful for my YouTube friends. Landy says, I can't be on Facebook or anywhere. Here's the only place I feel socially safe. Mine researched Grey Rock and laughed at me. Ugh. That is why you do not tell them that you think they're a narcissist, for future reference. Because if you tell them what you think they are, then they research it and they try to figure out what you're reading and what you're learning, and then they try to throw it back on you. And then it's just more gaslighting and crap. So for future reference. Crystal is grateful for her freedom. And TT's grateful for Jen's compassion. I love that. Doreen says, yes, I started learning about what sunk my marriage, NPD. I was soon painfully aware that I had been working on for so long, 3.5 decades, was based on someone who actually hated and blamed me. I hear you, honey. Still Pearl says, hand to everybody, I'm just popping in. I wanted to throw some movie recommendations based on real people who were literally driven insane by narcissistic abuse. She says, Landy's SPANily at Queen Being is safe. So is the Facebook page, if that helps. Thank you, Jen. And Still Pearl says, a French movie called Camille Claudel, about a female sculptor who involved with her mentor, who was a narcissist who tortured her emotionally until she lost her mind. Doreen B says, and all he's concerned about is the image to the outside world. Okay, Still Pearl, thank you for the invitations. Doreen, I experienced that same kind of thing with my narcissistic parent, always only concerned about the outside world. Faith says hello to Malta. Run with the Wind says, thank you for helping me understand. My pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Landy says, I know, but I'm a part of it. He stalks me. Had to fall silent again. Oh, sorry, I'm having like a neck cramp over here. Who's having a neck cramp? Am I getting some, am I having some empathy pains for somebody? It's my life. Hey, it's my life says, I'm stuck because we live with his mom at the employer's guest house. Employer said, if I leave, we all leave. Well, is it your employer or what is that? Oh, you live with his mom. But the employer said if you personally leave, then we all leave. But is it your employer or is it his employer or her employer? Let me know. Doreen says exposing him to anyone is the biggest concern, I believe. Yeah, I totally get that, Doreen. I think that's pretty normal in those circumstances. Crystal says, Doreen, mine has been smearing me for our whole relationship, so I don't think anyone would believe him at this point, even if I tried to expose him. Absolutely. Zi-Fi is here. Hey, Zi-Fi, how are you? Long time no talk. She is grateful for her dogs. Super grateful. I love that. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if I've seen you, but we should talk sometime soon, Zi-Fi. Stacy says, I'm grateful for legs to be able to walk today. I'm grateful for the sun and her cats. I forgot to add my cats. Even though they were annoying me a little while ago, I'm still grateful for them. All right. Doreen says, I got it. I will not lower. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me get here. Hey, Brookdale. Hello. Hello. Pam Hall. Hugs and love to you. Hey, maybe you could make a list of lawyers who are familiar with NPD. I'm actually trying to work on something like that. The sad thing is I don't know that many who are. But I know Jillian is. She's one of our community members. And I know a few others who are. So I am working on that. If you guys know somebody who is, please let me know. And I need to put together some kind of a thing on that. We'll work on that. Okay. Jody says, I'm going to see my attorney 8/31 and I'm scared. I can't afford to live on my income alone. Married 18 years, hoping to get alimony. He's always made more. Whew. Pam says, thankful for this group and Angie. Thank you, Pam. Okay, Jody, everybody send light and love to Jody today. You may get alimony. I don't know what state you're in. I don't know how it works, but do your research. Even though you have an attorney, do your research and don't be afraid to ask your attorney about those things. If anybody has any tips and advice for Jody, please let her know. Misty, if you are still here, anything you have to say might be useful. Again, I will be interviewing Misty for this channel later today. Actually, I'm going to have to go in a minute because it's just shortly. And we are going to be talking about how to do your own divorce. And I'm sure that any tips that she might have will be shared in that video as well. And there is a brand new column from her on the front page of queenbeing.com today. Okay. Cody, hey, how are you? Is back and says, is there any help with the fact that I'm dedicated to my marriage vows with my narcissist? However, I get no affection, sex, but not affection. I desire to be held and touched, but can't cheat. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, that it's a difficult situation. I mean, I understand being dedicated to your marriage vows, and I do not advise cheating. But then you have some choices to make. You either have to figure out how to handle it the way it is, or you have to change it. And that's hard sometimes. Change is very difficult, but tell me what you think about that. All right. Crystal says hello to Pam. Belle says she's late to the party. She's grateful for her home, the food she has, the love in her life from sometimes strangers. An angel from a calling center in Mexico spoke for 1 hour, 36 minutes. No, even more. We are one. I love it, love it, love it. Love it. Oh, Bible News Radio says I recently said no to mine and I think it shocked her. I bet it did. I bet it did. Yes. Hello, James F. How are you, my friend? Maddie says, hi, Miss. Hey, Maddie. Hi, Miss Angie and Roomies. I'm thankful for the support in my inner circle and for a peaceful life away from the end. I love it, love it, love it. James says, what you're talking about, Angie, is very scary, but once you decide and get past it, man, oh man, it's great. Ain't it, though? Yes. Thank you. Pam Hall says, wonderful advice to Neutron Blonde. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Guys, I'm really sorry. I want to stay, but I can't. I've got so much to do. But I'm going to, oh, James says he's thankful for this community. Without this, I'd still be in a very toxic relationship. Instead, I'm free and single. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Hey, Jane, how are you? Jane Faye. Okay, everybody, I've got to rush off, but please feel free to stay here in the chat. And remember, if you decide that you would like to do any sort of, or you're interested in any sort of retreat where I would be there and some other people would be there to kind of, and maybe Dana from Thrive After Abuse. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. But anyway, seriously, leave your thoughts here in the chat or leave your thoughts in the comments below if you're watching on the replay. Okay, now I'm really going. Have a wonderful day as always. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. Do not forget, even when you feel alone, you're never alone because you always have your SPANily. All right, hugs and love to each and every one of you. I will see you soon.